Hey teachers, I want to talk about how you shouldn't be using AI in your grading and assessment. As generative AI like ChatGPT becomes more popular, it's influencing the way that teachers prepare for their lessons and learn. But should it change the way that we grade our work? In this video, I'm going to discuss why I believe that we shouldn't use AI for a lot of our different types of grading. To be clear, I do believe that AI has a place in our assessment and grading ecosystem, but I just want to outline some of the worst use cases that I've seen recently. You've probably seen AI detectors advertised. The idea is that you use AI to identify writing that has been done by another AI. And I want to be really clear, at the moment, none of these work. All AI models like ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot, all they're doing is that they're using their own unique word vectors and try to guess which word comes next in a sequence. They don't really understand anything. They're just organizing words in order to try to give you what you want. Once you copy an output outside of a chatbot, it's really hard to tell if it came from AI at all, much less which AI model it came from, because they're all thinking and guessing the order of words differently. More than that, the words from once they've been copied out of the chatbot can be edited or put through a second AI in order to make them sound more human. However, sometimes we just read something and we know it was written by a chatbot or an AI tool. The reason you have this feeling is because a lot of these chatbots are trained on the same data, and some of that data is given more value than others. And as a result, these models start to reuse words that don't necessarily sound natural to us. For example, ChatGPT reuses a lot of words like delve, tapestry, vibrant, and landscape. It also tends to overuse phrases like let's dive into based on the information provided, and it's important to note. But these words and phrases are just hints. They're not actually proof that AI wrote something. My go-to test is to have a student read me a paragraph of their essay and then answer a follow-up question. If they can't defend their thesis or explain the paragraph beyond what they've written, then I might ask them to rewrite part or if not all of the assignment in the class in order to have something that I can actually grade. To underline this, you can't use AI in order to catch AI, at least not yet. Companies like Anthropic and Adobe are trying to use technology in order to embed metadata into not just photos that are created, but also into text so that we can tell when things have been produced by an AI model. But we're not there yet. The technology does not exist. So don't waste your money on these AI detectors. The second misuse that I've seen for AI is teachers dropping student essays into a chatbot in order to get a grade. While there is a place for AI in grading, imagine how unmotivating it would be for a student to know that their essay was just graded automatically by a robot. My favorite moments as a student were when I was handed back a paper and I could tell somebody spent a lot of time reading it and responding to it with notes and comments. I have another video about research that shows the most effective way to give feedback is to separate the grade and the comments and to make sure that the comments feel personal. So I can imagine a chatbot just spitting out a number at you would be incredibly demotivating and take away from a growth mindset classroom. Now, there is still a place for AI chatbots in the classroom, and I would suggest that you think about ways that AI chatbots can give formative feedback to students. What if every student was given feedback by an AI chatbot that coached them through suggestions that they could make all before those essays ever hit your desk for you to read and grade? My point is that AI should never be assigning a grade to students, but should instead be there as a thought partner and coach for both you and them. To wrap this up, from my perspective, there are two main misuses I'm seeing in terms of AI and assessment at the moment. The first is attempting to use AI tools in order to catch AI writing. They don't work. The second is automating communication between students and teachers in terms of assessment and feedback here, which ultimately reduces the connection you have with your students and disengages them from the feedback process. Remember, the purpose of assessment and feedback is to identify areas where your students can improve for both you and them. Assessment is one of the best avenues that you have to communicate with your students. So why would you hand that over to a robot? Please share with me how you are using AI positively in your classroom in order to make assessment better and communicate more fully with your students.